Welcome back to the MVP podcast. My name is Bman. I'm here with something completely new. Conversation always has to be engaging. It just always has to be engaging. So, at the MVP podcast, we try and make it so that sports is, debated or talked about in a completely different way. And this is another way that I am trying out. And I think it's going to be good fun. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to rebuild a football team on FIFA. And what that means is I'm going to take a team, I'm going to make some changes, and then I'm going to get them to win a title within 2 years, hopefully. If I tried 3 years, I think the video would be too long. But yeah, so the team that I picked today is my own team, Manchester United. If you have a look at the screen, what I've done is I've set the formations as how Man United usually play. Daniel James or Daniel James, for those of you that really like him. I've not put him in the team just because FIFA has really underrated him. He's on 72. I don't want to say underrate him, but I still put Lingard ahead of him, just because of his overall ability and his overall skill. But, if you look at this team, this is a really poor team. This is extremely poor. I mean, I'm okay with McTominay, but Lingard should not be playing, not starting. Mata has gone past that stage now. Rashford has been really poor this season. Martial has been out, so we can't really judge him per se. I'm a big fan of the back four. I mean, Lindelof, his judgment and his anticipation is not the greatest on the pitch. I've seen too many times where he's kind of let the ball bounce, which kind of irritates me, but I'm okay with it so far. Wan-Bissaka, I don't care what anyone says. This kid is certified. This is absolutely certified. Luke Shaw is Luke Shaw, and then we've got Maguire. But this is what one of the problems is. Look at the bench. We've got Mason Greenwood. This kid needs to grow. He should not be thrown in the deep end the way that he has so far. And that's one problem. Pereira, I don't rate him. Matic, too old, too slow. Look at his pace. 48. In a day and age where just everything's moving so fast, the ball's moving faster, you cannot have a holding mid that cannot keep up with anyone. Fred, not really been given enough chance. Bailly has just been killed off by Jose Mourinho. Tuanzebe, decent. Romero, who else do we got? And now we've got James, Dalot, Rojo, Jones. I'm not going through the entire team, but that's what we have. So what I'm going to do in the first season, I don't know if I'm going to do that for every video, but in the first season, I'm just going to play with the team that I've got. I'm not going to make no changes, and let's see how FIFA rates them then. Because if the team wins a title at the end of the first year, then there's no point of rebuilding it. But at the same time, then there's a problem at FIFA that needs to be taken care of. So FIFA, I hope you don't mess this up. But okay, I'm going to run with this team, and then we're going to go from there. But before I do that, let's look at the main problems. These are the three things that really need to be addressed with Man United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United. First things first, strikers, attackers. Man United need a lot more attackers. The number of goals that Man United have scored in the last 2 months has been ridiculous. Now, I know they won 3-0 against Norwich City, but that has been out of the norm. Remember, they beat Chelsea 4-0 at the start of the season, and it's just been shocking since then. And I know they won a couple of games, but there haven't been enough goals, so they need a striker. 2, they need a little bit more creativity in the middle. I know Pogba is that guy, and I don't care what anyone says. When Man United played Liverpool, and people were talking about, well, you know, if you had a Man United Liverpool combined 11, then none of the Man United players would get in there. Really, shut up. When you're making a all starting 11 of 2 teams, you're not picking them based on fit. You're just picking them based on the best player available in each position. Don't tell me that just purely based on talent alone, that Paul Pogba, would not be the first centre mid on that team. Don't tell me about no Henderson talking about, oh, well, he suits the system better. Who cares? There's no coach on this team. We're just picking the best players. I mean, beyond that, you might have a case for David De Gea. You might. You know, he's still a world-class keeper. I don't care what anyone says. He's going through a bad patch. He's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You might have an argument for De Gea. But Pogba is a mainstay. Everyone else on the team would not make it into the starting combined 11 of Manchester United and Liverpool. But I digress. So we need strikers. We need creativity in the middle. Mata and McTominay. I mean, I like McTominay, but changes need to be made. Maybe in the second half of the season, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Pogba a little bit further up. But as it stands, this is where he's being played. And the third thing is depth. Depth. They need more players on the bench. They need more in reserve. You can't have Greenwood there. Maybe an extra defender, an extra midfielder, an extra winger. Like, we're talking of a higher quality. So that in the event that there's an injury, that we do not have a problem. We don't want a problem. We just want a full squad. Right now, if Rashford is out, the next best thing is either Pereira or Daniel James. Really. And just really think about that. If Pogba is out, the next best thing is Fred or Matic. Really think about that. So, we're gonna sim through the first season. And what I'll do is I'll sim all the way through to January, 1st of January, and then I'm gonna come back and then we'll talk about what has happened and how far this team has gone. So I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, so we're back now. We finally reached January. It took quite a long time to get here, but this is what we're dealing with at the moment. So Man City at the top and we're 4th. There's this is really a battle going on between 2nd place all the way down to 6th. And I know what you see, and I see it too. And it says Liverpool is 5th. Now look, I need you to understand one thing and one thing only. Do not blame me. This is fictional. I have simmed every single game. I've not played any of them. I simmed every single one of them. Clearly, FIFA doesn't rate Liverpool and Arsenal for that matter that highly. But I haven't made any signings. I haven't made any changes. We're 4th, so we are in the Champions League position at the moment. This is what we want at the end of the season, purely because we want the finances. So when we get the money, that we can spend it on players that we can actually get to improve the team. Simple. But if there are a few takeaways, Martial got injured and it was a problem. Like, genuinely, it was a genuine problem. I've had to play Rashford up top and I had to put Daniel James left mid. It seems to be working okay so far, but obviously in real life it wouldn't. Right? It wouldn't, because we've seen it. Rashford not scoring enough goals, although there's a stat out there saying that in the first 8, 9, 10 games of the season, Rashford scored 5, assisted 3, so he gets a total of 8 points, which is equal to what Mane's done, which is equal to what some of these other really good players have done. So maybe just purely by numbers, it seems that he's doing okay-ish, but on the pitch performance, he's very frustrating. If we look at stats for the season, I think we go here, play stats. Sané has got 18 goals in 18 games, scored a hat-trick in some random game. We lost to them, lost to Liverpool. I think that's about it, really. I think we drew a lot, but we won the rest. Martial's got 12 goals. Wow, let's check what we're dealing with in our squad. So, squad hub, stats, and let's see in terms of goals. Martial scored 20 goals across all competitions. Rashford got 16. Pogba's got 12. That's good. Assists, Juan Mata with 12 is what you expect him to do in that pocket position. Just the advanced playmaker. This is what you want. That's the position that I want Paul Pogba to be in. And if Pogba's really in that position and he has got the reign and he's got the keys to control the game the way that he wants offensively, he can pass it the way that he wants to, he can move the ball the way that he wants to. And I could generally see him as a 15 goals and 15 assists type of guy a season. 15 goals, 20 assists guy a season. He really is that good. Matt, on the other hand, I can see him getting 12 assists, but he's getting to that age, really, where you don't really want to depend on him. But I'm talking about age. I don't think he's that much older than a lot of players. 31, which is alright. Anyway, so what we're going to do next is, again, remember, the change that need to be made is we need more attacking threat, we need more creativity in the middle, and we need more depth. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to sim it all the way to the end now, all the way to the end of the season. I'll show you where we're standing, and then I'll sim it forward again until we get to the transfer window, and then we get down to business. That's the business end of the video. So with that being said, I'll be back at the end of the season. And we're back, and season has ended. Manchester City won the title by a landslide. We're talking 107 points. That's ridiculous. I could never imagine this. You're talking 35 out of 38 wins. I mean, I know this Manchester City team is good, but this Premier League deserves a little bit more respect than that. Liverpool didn't make it into the Champions League position. Again, please don't blame me. Blame FIFA. Call them. Let them know. This game is broken. This game is broken. It was actually, the funny thing is, up until like the last 5 games, it was actually really tight. We were 4th with like a point ahead of Liverpool. We might have even been tied. And then it just, last 5 games, we just went ham. So we got the 3rd place. So we got the automatic Champions League position, which means that we should get extra money to try and build the team that we want. If we quickly look at play stats, Mohamed Salah scored 30 goals, Martial 4th with 22 goals. I'm okay with that, considering the position that we're in. Something really funny happened. Matic was coming towards the end of his contract, and he was offered a new contract by Crystal Palace to join them on a free at the end of the season, and he accepted it. I tried to offer him something, but he was so unhappy because I didn't play him that he wouldn't give it to me. I'm actually really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Anyway, so let's look at the goals. Martial scored 32 goals. And Rashford got 29 goals. I can live with that. Pogba got 18 assists, 13 goals. What did I say? 15 goals, 20 assists in the right positions. He might be able to top that. Who knows next season? Lingard got 21 goals. Let's be honest. Ain't happening. I'll tell you that right now. That ain't happening for nothing. But according to this, I don't need to change my striker. According to this, I do not need to sign a striker, which is good because I don't want to spend money on a striker if I don't need him. I can keep Martial where he is. If he's going to give me 32 goals every season, you know, I can live with that. And if Rashford is giving me 29 goals off the wing, which in real life really wouldn't, but in this fictional world, if he's going to give me 29 goals, dude, I am not going to complain. So, I hope you can remember from the start of the video the things that we need to change: attacking threat, creativity in the middle, more depth. Those were the 3 things I needed as Man United needed. So I'm going to sim all the way to the transfer window, and then I'll be back and show you what changes that we are going to make. Alright, so we finally come down to the transfer window. So we're on the 1st of July. So first things first, let's see how much money we've got. And we've got 379 million to spend. Okay, so let's just get straight into it now. Attacking threat. We need an attacking threat, and I actually have a play in mind already, just because I've been thinking about this video for so long, and I've actually put it in action. But what better place to go than to find a homegrown player in the likes of Jadon Sancho? Okay, where are you? Where are you? Right midfielder, absolutely fantastic, dribbling, passing, vision, everything is just. So we're gonna add him to the transfer hub. So that's play number 1. Player number 2, and I saw Davinson Sanchez on Dortmund's team. But second player, okay, so that adds something more to our attacking threat. Now, I did say I was going to keep Martial where he is because clearly he's bagging in goals. Rashford's bagging in goals, but then we just had a problem on the right side of the midfield because we've been playing Lingard there. Now, I don't mind having him on the bench and coming off. I'm okay with that. In this game, in real life, love you, Lingard, but if we're trying to get to the next level, either your game has to go up with it or you are going to get left behind. And as it stands right now, you are going to be left behind. Okay, so usually Italy has got a lot of really good midfielders. So let's go through some of the bigger teams. Inter, let's see who you got. Okay, no. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm having any of these players. I mean, I like Icardi, but no. Lukaku, no. Sanchez is back on the team. just because he was on loan. So they have an option to buy it. They didn't, clearly. So he's come back. Wilfred Zaha. God damn. Okay. So Inter signed Wilfred Zaha. Wicked signing, I suppose. Can't go wrong with that. Do you know what? As a matter of fact, I know who exactly I'm going to sign. We are going to sign Milinkovic Savic. Or Milinkovic Savage. Okay. Unbelievable sentiment. So, one thing that I am going to change is I'm going to push Paul Pogba a little bit forward. As I said, I think he's better off in a position where he can roam a little bit more, which means that his position becomes vacant. And now we've got McTominay. Now, I am going to keep McTominay purely because I think he has a lot to offer. Every position doesn't need to be filled with a superstar. Sometimes you just need the type of player that's going to graft and do the things that you need him to do, the little things that don't really stand out. And I think McTominay does that brilliantly. And this season, he's even adding goals to all of that. So, to those of you that are hating on him, listen, shush. He's unbelievable. Okay, so, creativity in the middle. Doesn't necessarily mean we need to sign him, but we can change Pogba a little bit, put him a bit further forward as an advanced playmaker. And that is our creativity there. We just need players to back him up at the back. Now we've got Savage. Yes, I said it, Savage, and we've got McTominay behind him. I'm going to keep Fred as it is. I think he's a good backup to have. So let's look at some depth. Now, I cannot leave this video without getting Koulibaly the hell out of, I think I've gone past him now. I'm not leaving without taking him out of Italy. I'm really sorry, but yo guys keep disrespecting one of the top 3 centre-backs in the entire world. Let me repeat that again. One of the top 3 best centre-backs in the entire world. And this guy is getting racial abuse in the league that he loves, with the team that he loves. Like, yo, he's taken on a lot. Anyway, let's make the first signing. Jadon Sancho to the game's worth 55 million. In reality, I'll be honest with you, he's going to cost a bomb. He's going to cost a bomb. We're talking 100 million plus if he keeps playing the way that he does. Now, I have no patience, so I'm just going to keep holding to skip. I'm going to offer him a transfer fee. I am going to start with 75 million. I think that's a good place to start. And if they want to counter offer, then they can do that too. And 75 million for Jadon Sancho. So that's one. Milinko Savic. He is worth 56 million. So hopefully we can get him for a little bit less than that. Again, don't blame me. Blame FIFA. Although I do think after this video, FIFA should consider sponsoring me, you know. So sponsor me, FIFA. I'm just saying. Sponsor, brother. I mean, I know I need a trim and all. I've been a hobo for ages. Even at work, I've been getting bullied by the little kids that I work with, but you know, it's alright. I'm gonna go to the barber soon. Okay, so we said that we were going to offer him 70 million. Submit. And they want 95! Accept. I don't even care. Accept. And then Koulibaly. So what are we on now? We can't be on that much money anymore. Koulibaly can get whatever the hell he wants. Bro, other transfer fee, I'm going to offer 80 million. Let's see what we get for that. Accept 118 million. Koulibaly, welcome to the team. I don't even care. You can have all of that. And some. So I'm going to negotiate the contracts and then I'll be back with you guys real soon. Okay, and we're back now and this is what the team looks like right now. So we've got Martial up top. We've got Rashford on the left. We've got Pogba just in behind Martial and Sancho on the right. And that is attacking threat, right? FIFA style, this attacking threat. Really, I'll probably put in a different striker in there in real life. Unless Martial really hit it off, but that is a solid front four. I've got Milinkovic Savage. I've got him as a holding mid, but while the camera was off, I actually couldn't help but sign Maddison. He's one of my favorite players, and he is absolute class. So because Savage is so defensively, I've got Maddison there that can add a little bit more creativity to it. And I've got Koulibaly centre-back to go with Maguire, Luke Shaw, and then Wan-Bissaka. De Gea is still there, and I made one more signing, which is to sign Jimenez from Wolves as a backup striker. I mean, in real life, I probably would start him over Martial and have Martial play out wide, but as it stands, my team is that good that he can sit on the bench. I've got Lingard, Fred, McTominay as midfielders. I've got nothing out wide, but because Martial and Rashford are so interchangeable, that if I take off Rashford, I can put Martial in his position and so forth. So I didn't really need a wide man. I've got Lindelof, Tuanzebe, and Romero. This is an actual disaster. This is an actual disaster. Let me just explain to you what on earth has happened here. First of all, Man United have got 6th place mortgaged. That's our spot, right? So we are at home. But there was, come by, let's say about October time, the difference between 2nd place and 6th place was 2 points. And then injury struck. Now, I mentioned depth, but this was an injury crisis. Okay, so both my centre-backs and my backup centre-back all injured. Pogba, Martial, Milinkovic-Savic, all out. Rashford was out for a couple of games. I had suspensions to my fullbacks. And I just went on a rot. And I played Spurs, Liverpool, Man City all back-to-back. And I got stumped. It went from being 1 point behind. Spurs were 2nd place at the time and I was 4th. To now there being a difference of 8. I know it doesn't sound like much, but yo, this is crazy. Okay, well, so most of my players should be back now. But Koulibaly's injured again. I'll show you that in a second, but forgive me, I need to go to Squad Hub. This is what we're dealing with in terms of stats. Okay, we're not doing as well as we did last year, but Martial's got 24 goals, so I was right to say that I didn't need to replace him. Pogba 4 goals, 3 assists. This is crazy. Okay. On assist column, Jadon Sancho's got 5, which is alright. Like, we're not doing anywhere near as good as I wanted us to do. Season, team stats. No, we're not going to team stats here. We're going to play stats. Okay, do you know what? We're going to cut all of that off because I can't see that we played 30 games. Okay, so... and... it's just been injuries upon injuries. Injuries upon injuries. So let me show you what we're dealing with now. So Paul Pogba's injured again after coming back, and Koulibaly's injured now as well. De Gea is injured. Romero, my backup goalkeeper, injured. There's not a lot that I can do. Okay, so Pogba, I am going to replace you with Lingard. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Actually, get Lingard the hell up there. Actually, he had a good season last season. We'll keep him there. Koulibaly, Lindelof can come in again. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Smalling, no, we're not touching that. Oh, actually, we don't have a choice. And this is what the team looks like right now. Actually, we do have a choice. We can get, I don't want to play Smalling 1 second in the game. We are going to put Rojo in there. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with at the moment. A lot of injuries. We're going to save it as it is. It's the start of the year. Let's sim a couple of games and see how we get on. So first game against Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley. In the Emirates Cup. 3rd round, 4th round. I managed to get a bye. So 4-0. Light work. To be expected. I shouldn't really be playing all these big boys, but I don't want to tinker with the formation too much. Otherwise, I'll be spending hours trying to get this video done. Next game, Watford in the semi-finals of the Cup. Again, another player unavailable, and now Maddison is injured. Oh my God. Okay, bring McTominay in. Let's see, Pogba out. Koulibaly out. Who can I put centre mid? Angel Gomez. And no one can tell me anything about depth. We've got depth, but the number of injuries that I'm getting is just ridiculous. I've got Dean Henderson in there at the moment. Shout out to Sheffield United, by the way. But sim this match as well in the Carabao Cup. Let's see how we do there. Simple 4-0 win. I mean, our base, our foundation is solid. But then when we play these big teams, it is like we get spanked. But as a Man United fan, personally as a Man United fan, can I just say, while we're simming all of these, it's really, really hard to watch that team. And I know that there's a lot of people that are saying that Ole should leave, and I think tactically he's really, really inept. I don't think he can control what goes on the pitch, right? Your Guardiolas, even your Mourinho's, like they put out a style of play onto the pitch. He just kind of, I feel like anyway, he picks his plays and just tells them to go and play. That's one of the problems. The second problem is that there aren't many managers in the world that can deal with this team. Impossible. No one can deal with this team. I don't care what anyone says. This team is way too poor, and there is not enough heart. Really, there's not enough heart in this team to try and fight through it. Because you don't need superstars like all round. It's a good defense. Rashford is decent, and so is Martial. I mean, they should be able to get through this. But at the same time, he's also had a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. So I think it's unfair to judge Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't think this is his team. I don't think this is his type of club. I think it's too big, and we're going on a massive winning streak, by the way. But anyway, it's not really his team, and the problems don't start on the pitch. They're not in the dugout. It all starts at the top. Although they have made the right signings, it's just bad management, bad decision making. That's what the problem is. You can't get away with literally having an overhaul of your team the way that Man United have done. We drew 1-1. You can't overhaul a team like that. Now we've got nothing on the bench, one injury and dead. Man United genuinely dead. I think some of my players should be back by now. I think some of my players should be back. Hopefully. Let's have a look. Pogba still injured. Maddison still injured. Koulibaly still injured. De Gea still injured. And have we got any fresh injuries? No, we have not. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come back at the end of the season and let's see how all of this works out. Oh man. Okay, so we didn't rent out our position, which is 6th place. That's mortgaged by us. We own it. But maybe once every so often we rent it to another team. But we're 6th. I mean, injuries did kill us. And this has been a failed attempt to try and win a title. But considering that 84 points got you 6th place says a lot. And it got sticky in the last 3 games. Like we were with Arsenal and Chelsea, the game in hand on us, and we were 2 points away from Chelsea to finish 4th. But Man United fans, this is the reality, is that there's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be done with this team. If we go to the stats, I think most players have been really underwhelming. Well, what am I doing? There we go. So let's go to stats. For the year, Martial 38 goals, Rashford 28 goals, Sancho 25 goals. So that's my front 3 already. And that's exactly what we want to see. 14 assists for Sancho, 8 for Maddison, Rashford with 6. And look at Pogba. Oh, that is poor. That is poor. He's missed a few games here and there, but wow, that is poor. Savage missed a host of games. Obviously, Lingard came off the bench initially, but then had to start 35 games because of injuries to everyone else. Same with McTominay. The guy only played 24 games out of like 60 or something. So injuries were not a joke. If we look at around the rest of the league and see who really smashed it. Player stats, Aguero scored 29 goals, Kane scored 28 goals, Martial scored 25 goals. That rounds out the top 5. For that, in assists, Fernandes for Tottenham, not sure which Fernandes that is. He's got 14 assists, Pulisic's got 13, and the next best Man United player is Maddison, 10th with 7 assists. De Gea's got 14 assists, 13 assists out of what, so many games he's played. He'd have so many more if he actually was in. That is a stat that tells a lot. Yellow cards, I'm not really interested in that, and neither am I interested in anything else. But just by looking at the table, I believe that I'll probably most likely do another video like this. And I'll probably pick Arsenal sneakily there, like a team that I really like, that's underperforming. But please, this is why I cut the video completely. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. If there's any particular team that you want me to take on, then please let me know. I already have it in my head to do a challenge to keep Sheffield United up in the Premier League, because they usually always finish. Oh, yeah, they got relegated last year. They usually finish at the bottom. And being a Sheffield boy, I am going to try and keep them up. I like the idea of taking Brighton and getting them up into like a Europa League position, maybe get Leicester City into a Champions League challenge. I'm not interested in what challenge is there for Man City. What, to sweep everything? That's boring. Maybe for Spurs to win a title, that'll be quite exciting. Arsenal to win a title. Maybe Chelsea. There's so much. Even go abroad. Go Feyenoord. See if they can win the Dutch Eredivisie. Take Lyon. Can they win the Ligue 1? Or even like rebuild, completely rehash this Real Madrid team, get rid of all these old players and bring in some young players and see if we can win the title within the first 2 seasons. I mean, this was a flop, but I genuinely enjoyed making this video, and I will be back again soon. So, peace.